managing finances in marriage? Should I be open to my spouse? Should we operate a joint account? Should we have a separate account? How do we plan our future? Can I trust my spouse with my finance, with my paycheck? How about investing in the future? My spouse is not a spender like me, or should just be the other way around? I love saving. My spouse, my partner, love spending and enjoying life at its present, and on goes it, on and on and on and on. How do we handle this? We'll talk about this shortly after the break. You're welcome back. I'm Solomon Hire. I remain one of your favorite YouTubers, dedicated to enhancing life through godly wisdom, inspired from the Word of God. So let's go straight to today's issue. Sincerity in our financial life, especially between couples. I would say this isn't that easy, like the way maybe most of the motivational speakers talked about it. Or I can't even say, is it well treated in the house of God? Is it a subject that people are sincerely open to talk about, to instruct and educate intended couples, young couples, and even some old couples about it? Along the line, people find a way to go about it, especially after like a decade in marriage. But I must confess to you that this video is going to be neutral as possible. I'm just going to share my experience. I've passed through, but I must communicate also my sincere stand, which I'm not going to be imposing on anyone, but also which is biblically backed up. The Bible says, can two walk together except they agree? Also, there is this thing that we always say, especially back in Africa, that two good heads are better than one. To be candid with us, I would say when you are opportune to have a partner that can be sincere just like you, I would suggest we become one in our finances. When two agree together, they move at a faster pace. They do things with one accord, with unity of heart and purpose. It accelerates their speed. I want you to keep that. And I'm going to talk about and answer all those questions, with an open heart. Finances in marriage can be something very delicate. And two families have equal situation or the same financial circumstances. In some families, the husband is the only one working as the breadwinner. The wife is a stay-home mom or job hunting or busy raising the children at the moment. In some families, it is the other way around. In some homes, both are working. In some homes, they are both freelancers, individually pursuing their dreams, maybe, but enjoying leftover wills or wealth, transferred wealth, accumulated inheritance and the likes. So all this varies. Should we start handling each situation? I'm sure I'm going to do 10 episodes and I'm sure I'm going to bore everyone down listening to me with these different circumstances. And one thing is universal is finances, financial situation in a marriage means every income coming into a home. By who is out of the question. At what frequency is none of our business. As long as the income is coming into the needs of the home, be it by the husband or by the wife or by both. The source, that is to say, is it true working? Is it an inherited stuff? Is it retirement? We don't actually need that. But every income coming home, coming into a house, needs to be accounted for and needs to be judicially spent in transparency and honesty. That's the first thing we need to hold. Now, the second thing we need to talk about and to note first as the basis before we move on is, what is our individual mentality about wealth, about money? I'm not going to be talking about financial education, but the truth is financial education is a rudiment to successfully scale in a marriage, to successfully scale your finances. A lot of people are well educated in the four walls of an institution, but are financially uneducated. Let me just use that word. They manage their finances so badly, despite the fact they are top managers in big organizations, they are earning well, but they keep struggling in various aspects of their home. They keep having misunderstandings about their spouse. Why? It might be the fact that they are both different from each other. So the second thing, like I said, is you need to identify who you are in terms of the financial terms, the financial mentality, finances, the management, and just study yourself. Answer your questions. Do I love spending? Do I love compensating myself with shopping? Do I love eating out? And after that, you also observe to answer this question similarly to your spouse. Does my spouse prefer to buy things just at a sight, not thinking twice, not having a withdrawal? Do we truly need this? Would this be necessary in the next 2 months? Answering those questions. Should I use the word a spontaneous spender? Is my partner more of the conservative type? Always say, let us save, save, and living like a beggar in the real sense of life. All these are things we need to first and foremost analyze about ourselves, about our spouse. When this has been established, then we will be able to proceed to the next step of talking about the character. Now, trust issues is no one else's issues, but for the couples. They are the ones to address their trust issues, not an external person. Nobody will give you theory on how to address trust issues in your spouse. But one thing we have to be sure of is our trust issues not liaised with fear, that is bettered out of fear of, what if tomorrow he divorced me? What if tomorrow I die? It goes with my word. What if tomorrow he takes all my inheritance? Yes, we all watch this in Hollywood movies, but excuse me, whatever you think of can end up being reality. We agree in a Christian home with the help of God, even when what we are seeing are not encouraging. By faith, we believe our marriage will work. I'm sure nobody truly wants to have a disorganized and a separated marriage. And we are all committed to do everything to keep our home, to make our home work. So in view of this, check the trust issues, check your characters. Even if our partners are not all what we desire, we need to start seeing them with the eyes of what we desire in them, what we want them to be, what we anticipate them to become. Not castigating them every moment. You spend this money again, this and that. No. After this third step 2 has been established, that is addressing first the trust issues. I'm committed to trust my partner. I want to be open to my partner. Then you can easily show him your paycheck. Okay, I was paid this. What do we do? However, even for new intended couples, if this has been an issue but both of the partners had never for once concretely discussed, I would suggest you go bit by bit. Okay, let's do it this way. Let's start from those that want to truly be open. Then we move to those that want to be in the middle, not totally open, but at least committed to their spouse and be transparent. And those that just want to know, everybody has their finances differently. I pray the Lord will give us grace, to handle these 3 aspects. But now, those that want to be truly open, also you have to go gently, a bit, after the other. You can start by, okay, this is what I have for this month. How do I plan it? Then, if you are someone that is truly submissive, you can hand over everything to your spouse and he gives you back for the home maintenance and things that you need to do. Or both of you bringing each resources together every month. This is what we have. Let's take this for the house. Let's take this for your upkeep. Let's take this for my upkeep. Let's take this for the children. Let's take it for the God's work, our tithe, for family maintenance, and let's keep the rest. I believe things like that, when it happens in a home, the way their life advances is totally different from those that do things separately. Because they are already established in unity. I must be sincere with us. But it's not easy. Because you're coming from a different background. You're mingling with someone too from a different background. You are not even sure of what tomorrow holds. But here we are talking of those that truly believe they can do it. I'm encouraging you. However, there are some that are in the middle. It also depends on both of you's agreement and both of you's weaknesses. If you see that one of you is a spender, he or she might mismanage what is coming into the house, or one of you is a flamboyant and expensive, a show-off type that does not mind incurring loans and debt just to appear good, to impress someone. You might have a spouse that doesn't plan for the future. When these weaknesses are real I will not suggest you become blind to them. You're going to pay for it. And people will ask you, especially as a woman, that, oh, why can't you invest and save for the rainy day? Something like this. One thing is, there will be times you need to become so strict with your spouse. Both of you, you set limits and boundaries. Okay, I know you're earning big. I have no right to question what you do with your money. But 40% of your income goes to the house maintenance as the head of the house. And 20% must go into savings, which I as the woman will manage. We will not have an access to touch it, but consistently takes it into an account. You set limit that even before it starts anything, we're going to create a joint account. So this especially is going to be practical for those that wants to be in the middle. Like everybody manages his or her finances the way he or she wants, but a defined percentage goes into a joint account, goes into the maintenance of the home, whereby both of them contribute to the upkeep of the home. I'm not actually with this mentality that only a man handles everything. Woman, your income belongs to you. No, that is what called selfishness. It's not called love. It's sincere. When we talk about love is about sacrifice. That's it. The Bible says, for God so loved the world that he gave. Love is about giving. Yeah, you're giving your time, you're giving every other thing, your energy. But the fact that, yes, the man is earning bountifully, his income is sustainable enough for the entire home and even beyond. A woman with dignity, once in a while, give. Honey, I know this is nothing, but take. Sweetheart, I know this has nothing to do compared to what you do. You're magnificent, you're this and that. But add this to it. You earn a respect. You earn your dignity. It even brings a sense of fulfillment to you as a mother, as a partner, because you're first a partner before being a mother. But we are so engulfed in this mentality that, oh, my children, my children, my children. Look, we shouldn't allow our children ruin our old age. Let's be sincere. Many of us have covered our weaknesses and shortcomings in our marriage with a veil by pretending to ourselves that we are nurturing and we have our children. See, when these children go, you will fall back to where you abandoned your marital intimacy 2 decades ago. And that is why you see a lot of old couples, they find themselves so incompatible, full of misunderstandings and the likes. It's because they never worked on the marriage. They never talked about things that need to be done in this marriage. They pretended to be taking care of their kids. And when the kids are off, you will fall back to where you left it 2 decades ago or 3. And that is what I'm going to say. Our children are just passerbys. They are tenants. Your spouse is your own responsibility. It's what belongs to you. They are not properties, excuse me. Our partners are not properties. But they are what belongs to us. It's like neglecting to take care of your skin because you say you are raising a child. When the child grows up, you will fall back to your damaged skin. You'll not be looking for patchy ways to patch them up. So, like I said, I'm not going to be of the opinion to encourage you to keep your money to yourself. If you do secret investment, sorry. But it's better when both partners agree that, okay, we can have a separate account rather than bringing it every time together. But let there still be an iota of transparency and trust. Okay, every month, we drop this into a joint account for the family, for the children, for the future, for the investment. And let there be communication. What hinders a lot of marriage, especially their finances, is lack of communication. We keep things, we assume the other person should know. But no, they are not witches. They are not wizards. They are not hominy signs. We need to talk. We need to communicate. And to the last part, maybe for those that are like, no, everybody on their own layers. And maybe due to a past hurt, a past betrayal, a wounded past, we are human. I will say I understand you, but to be sincere with you, you cannot keep moving and driving a car in the front direction. Why keep walking and looking back at the rear mirror or looking back to see events that happened, that is happening, or that will happen at the back? It's not logical. You will end up crashing. So stop judging your present, your future relationship with a past miserable experience. You might have been damaged with trust issues, but nevertheless, there are consequences that you will reap. A lot of things will be divided, and a house divided against itself cannot stand. You might be saying, but we are not divided, we talk about it, and if there's a need, I bring out my money. If there's a need, I bring out my money. When you die tomorrow, what will you do with your entire money? When couples are intimate, one of the things that you see is the smooth discussion in their financial life. Okay, they are just very transparent and very sincere about it. Not trying to start projects without telling their spouses. Then why did you get married? I'm not castigating those doing it, but to be realistic, every step we take in our lives has both the advantage and disadvantage. That is very sure. For those that decided to be open 100% to their spouse, there will be some inconvenience too. You understand? One outweighs the other. However, in this latter part of those that want to be, everybody on their own lane. I have my money, he has his money, we all work together. Or especially women that earn more than their spouse. We have to be very careful. We need to be submissive. We need to learn to bring and lay down what we have. No man will take advantage of you. All these are things that will stock and build up in our head, which leads to our actions, leading us to misbehave. At the end of the day, what we fear has become our reality. Everything is out of the projection of the mind. So I will suggest, and I will confirm to us, that when you decide to do your own thing, he does his own thing. There are consequences, and the consequences outweighs the advantage you are deriving now. How about the future? How about the future of our kids? I will suggest sincere intimacy and transparency between couples. You achieve more. You move faster. And outsiders, yes, I think that's a very important point. Outsiders will not be able to come in between you, especially for financial help. Oh, our time is fast spent, but in fact, if I should dabble into that, oh Jesus, I will spend the whole day talking about that. People observe those things. When there's a lack of communication between couples, it's very fishy out there. People easily perceive it. I don't know, but there's this one you will know. Imagine, let's say someone comes to meet me for a help and I was like, I'll get back to you. Let me quickly discuss with my husband. If they are fond of always hearing that one, they will know that I can't come between it. Though some people just say that for saying sake, whereas intentionally they will help people, they will take actions without telling their spouse, especially financial actions. Now imagine the other person met with your spouse. I was like, thanks so much for the other time. Your partner gave me the check I asked. And the person was like, yeah. That's fakey or look, when people start saying that, one thing you don't know is they might destroy your financial stability, even in your home. People will go to your partner, let's say to your spouse, take from them, come to you, take from you. At the end of the day, you're losing. Why? Because they know that you people don't communicate your financial issues. You say, he has his money, he can help whoever he wills. I have my money, I can decide to help whoever I will. At the end of the day, people start manipulating both of you and exploiting both of you individually. How about doing projects too? Even those working with you, like, tell the husband this $1,000, tell the wife is $1,300, and because both of you decided not to communicate, you see, you will lose at both ends. Donc, sincerely, I would say there are more to gain when financial issues are united in a whole than what we lose. And should you have any question, if I hesitate to drop them in the comments box, and maybe we're going to come up once again to address and answer any questions that you might have. But I just believe with this experience, these little things I've shed light on, it's going to help someone. It's going to restore a home. It's going to bring them back together. And I must say, intimacy in marriage is a great thing. You have peace of mind. You're confident. You are comfortable. You can give your check, your ATM to your spouse and it. You have no panic because there is trust. and you guys go a long way. When one is overspending, the other controls. It's not about trying to be an authoritative partner. No, it's like a check and balance. You know, you want to give and your spouse say, no, we are not giving. Yes, we are not helping those people now. Yes, their stories sound so pathetic, but no, we have our priorities. If they can wait till next month, we help them. If not, let's focus on our priority now. You know, you might take it badly, but you will look back after 5-10 years. You see the way your life has genuinely advanced because of the help, the guide from your partner, the check at that time. But because most times our inner pride and self-ego, both in men and in women, are what kills us. We're like, no, don't control me. I have what to do with my money. I work for my money. I have this investment. Let's be sincere with ourselves. How many of these investments work? How many of them? God cannot be mocked. He has organized the institution of marriage in unity and one accord. So definitely our finances too should be in one accord. See you next time. Ciao, ciao.